In today's fast-paced world, it seems like everybody is always on the go, juggling multiple responsibilities and trying to keep up with the latest technology. But what if we took a step back and considered the benefits of a simpler, more intentional way of living? What if we focused on what truly matters and let go of the excess that clutters our mind and our lives? Let's change that, starting now. Embracing simplicity can lead to a more meaningful life. And it's all about making conscious choices that align with our values and priorities. So here is my list. Excessive screen time. Why? Because we are wasting our time in front of a little screen, usually not even having a good posture behind that screen. And by reducing our screen time, we can improve our physical health, the physical health of our body, of our eyes, and increase productivity. Unnecessary notifications. Again, the phone, the computer, the laptop. How often is that phone not beeping? Oop, there is a new message on Facebook. Oh, there is a new email coming in. I mean, years ago, I would have notifications on and I would get the beeps at all times. That time is finished. And every opportunity I get, it's less and less notifications. Now, for my business, for me, I am standby 24/7. So for me, it was really important to get notifications so I could help people in case of an emergency. But over the years, I have slowed it down. Nowadays, today, it's only call me in case of an emergency. Otherwise, send me an email. I'll respond within 24 to 48 hours. That's it. No more notifications, no more messages from Facebook, no more messages from WhatsApp. I have muted them all, except for two. But those are special people, and they need to be able to connect with me at all times. Stop complaining. When you are complaining, you are focusing on the problem instead of the solution. So I decided to stop complaining and to stop to have those expectations. It's more important to show some appreciation instead of expecting always so much. And by stopping to complain, you are focusing yourself on problem solving. And it also gives you a more positive mindset. Reacting impulsively. That is something I used to do growing up. My mom would always tell me, Eva, turn your tongue 7 times in your mouth before responding. In other words, I was very reactive. And it was like an impulse. And it's just a fact that, well, some people will turn the tongue 7 times in their mouth. Some people will just hold back. Because by taking the time to respond thoughtfully, that can improve your decision making. And it will probably also improve your relationships. Stop having FOMO. FOMO is fear of losing out. And yes, I had that a lot when I was younger because, oh, there is a new course. Oh, I want to buy that. Oh, there is a meeting. I want to go. Oh, see that new book. I want to read it. And in the end, I have been, as an example, I have been buying lots of courses, which I maybe started for 1 week and never finished. Meetings I would like to go to, but were too far away and were just exhausting me. Or having a closet full of books, but no time to read them. So I replaced it with a new word, and it's JOMO, joy of missing out. It's better for my mental health, it gives me contentment, and it keeps the money on my account. Negative environments. Years ago, I did not really take good care of myself, of my mental health. And I realized that I needed to let go of some people. I had some people surrounding me who were always negative, always complaining. Nothing was ever good enough. And in the end, it takes your energy away. It eats you up. So I decided, okay, I do no longer want to be in surroundings and environments that are negative. And so, yes, my list of friends became smaller, but my mental health, again, became better and stronger. Impulse buying. I think that most of us have had that at one or the other time in their life. Oh, this is on sale. I really want it. And then when you get it, you are there with more clutter in your house and stuff that you probably did not use in the end. And I'm guilty of that. I've done that, and sometimes I still want to do some impulse buying. Just this week, I realized I need to have something to put on my table so my computer, my laptop is higher up. You know, it's like a little table that goes up and down. And I was looking to buy one. And then luckily, something in me said, hey, Eva, when do you need this table? And I was thinking, I said, oh, I'm only going to be needing it for the next event that I'm doing, and that's in November. So in other words, I don't need it now. We're August. No, we're July, sorry. We're the end of July. I don't need it right now. I don't need it for the next 3 months. So I didn't buy it. And I thought about it. I didn't buy it. And maybe by then there will be a discount. Who knows? And meanwhile, I also have that money again in my bank. Not spending so much is always good. Collecting items. Guilty. I have been collecting books. I have been collecting cushions. And in the end, it was, what am I going to do with all of this? I'm not using those cushions. They're in my way. They collect dust. So I said, okay, no more. And the same with the books. Don't buy new ones, Eva, until you have read all the other ones. Even in the past, I would be collecting t-shirts in all kinds of colors because I wanted to have the whole white, yellow, orange, green, rose, pink, blue, brown, black. I wanted to have them all. And all of that, I stopped. It helped, again, my bank account. And I will put a link in here to my other video about why I'm only wearing 3 colors. It makes life so much easier. And yeah, I just stopped collecting things to have less clutter in my house and to have a more easy and simpler life. Worrying about others' opinions. That's something I took from my mom. My mom was always worrying and really worrying for anything and everything. If we would go to a family meeting and she would be sitting there, she would wonder, why didn't they put me next to my sister? Why didn't they put me next to my mom? What did I do wrong? What's going on? And she also had that in day-to-day life, always worrying about everything. And I took that from her. When I realized it, when I was an adult, when I realized that I am doing the same as my mom, I said, this isn't good for me. I didn't like it when my mom was doing it. And I certainly didn't want to be like her, worrying about things all the time, because it hinders your personal growth. And it's not good for your mental health. So when you stop worrying about others' opinions, in the end, it's their opinion. And they can be wrong. It's not about you. So look at yourself, love yourself, and focus on your own values. Because in the end, your own values give you self-confidence and authenticity. Skipping health checkups. With what we've been through in the last 4 years with the C virus, it's a fact that it was not easy to have health checkups done. And then again, I also didn't want to go to any hospital to do any health checkups. But it is a fact that I have started doing them again. It had been 10 years since I've had a colonoscopy, so it was high time to do that. It was 3 years since I had a heart checkup, so I did that again. And also regular blood checkups is always giving you some good information on your health status. So all of the things I have done already this year in the first 6 months, and everything is going well. So it's so important to take care of ourselves. Because in the end, if something is wrong, and I've had that situation 11 years ago, if something is wrong, at least with regular health checkups, they will find it early and they will be able to take care of it. If you wait, if you do nothing because you don't want to know, well, sometimes it may be too late. And that just happened to a friend of mine. She didn't get to see the doctor. They didn't do the checkups in time. When they found out in April, it was too late and she passed away 2 weeks ago. So don't wait, please. Don't skip your health checkups. Unnecessary meetings. That's also something that has changed in the last few years due to the fact that we were not allowed to go out and that we were all learning how to use Zoom. But I have stopped to have unnecessary meetings, be it with clients, be it professionally, because many meetings are unproductive and time consuming. So by limiting meetings, you free up more time, which you can spend on more important tasks. So there where in the past, I would also have meetings of 30 minutes or 60 minutes with clients, I have brought them back to 15 minutes. I would say, hey, I have an opening for you tomorrow. I have 15 minutes. If you want to, we can have a quick meeting. And by working this way, it has given me so much more quality time for other things. Watching TV. I threw my TV out about 12, 13 years ago. If I remember well, it's been such a long time. Why? Because you're wasting time. And it really gives you a sedentary life, which is not good for your health anyways. And for these things, I always think of my mom. She died pretty young. She was only 67 years old. And then when I see the years go by, I'm now 57. But even 10 years ago, I was thinking, oh my God, imagine I have the same disease as my mom. I have the same complication and I die so young. I only have so many years left. I don't want to waste them in front of a TV. There is so much I want to see in the world. There is so much I still want to learn. There is still so much I want to do. I can't imagine sitting in front of a TV and looking at a screen while my life just goes by. And no, by the way, I don't even have Netflix on my computer or on my laptop or on my phone. I used to have it 1 month a year for the last 3 or 4 years. And you know why? Because there was one show that I loved seeing, and it was only available on Netflix. And that was Grace and Frankie with Jane Fonda and Lily. And I mean, hey, they were, when they started at the end of their 70s and then they made the show in their 80s. I just loved it. And so for that reason, once a year, when I knew that a new series was coming out for the year, I would go back and I would see it all again. But other than that, no, I'm not on Netflix. I am not on Netflix. Listening or reading the news. Well, this goes hand in hand with the TV, which I threw out. And I also don't buy any newspapers. And I don't look at the news every day. And the reason is very simple. Most of the time, it's just negative news. It's always about the war here, the war there. This one is killed. This one was murdered. This one had an accident. It's always negative, at least 99% of the time. And I don't want to be indoctrinated with fear, because that is what they are doing. And I know that if there is something important, I will see it one way or the other, or I will hear about it one way or the other. One friend will make a remark or will tell me, hey, did you see this or that? But that hardly ever happens. Overcommitting. Yes, taking on too many commitments can lead to burnout and too much stress. And I've had to learn this the hard way, because I love to always say yes to everybody, be there for everybody, show up for everybody, helping everybody. And in the end, I was burning out. I was having too much stress because I had so many commitments. I didn't know anymore where there was any time for me. And you know, self-care is important. So the overcommitment and saying yes, stopping that was really something really important for me. So right now, I choose when I say yes. I take my time to decide if this is going to be helpful for them and helpful for me. I had to learn to set boundaries, but these boundaries have helped me maintain a balanced and manageable schedule, and at least a better life for me too. Because I am not serving anybody if I'm exhausted all the time, if I'm stressed because I'm running from here to there. It's not helping anybody, not them and not me. So yes, I learned to say no more and more and more. And not everybody likes that. Unused subscriptions. Don't we have them all? We once took a subscription and in the end we're not using it. And sometimes these subscriptions are just €1 or €2 or dollars a month. Others were $10 or $12 a month. So I went through my bank account, saw all the subscriptions I had, saw all the ones I didn't use, and I just canceled them. In the end, canceling these saves you money, saves you clutter, and saves you overcommitting, leaving you with more time for you. Ironing. I must tell you, I do not know a lot of women who love to iron. I mean, it's time consuming and it's often also not necessary if you watch out what you're buying. And I'm one of these women who does not like to iron. And yes, I still have my iron. I still have my iron board. And to be honest, if I use it once, well, maybe once a year, but twice a year, that's going to be much. And that's just because I still have a few things I wear that need to be ironed. But in the last 10 years, I can tell you, I have bought nothing new that I kept that I need to iron. Because yes, just last week, I bought a new shirt. And by the time I came home, it was all wrinkled. I said, okay, I'm not taking the ticket off because this is going back. I am not buying anything that needs to be ironed these days. Social media apps and games on your phone. I had them. And for me, one thing I know is I quickly get addicted to them. So if I'm talking about 15 years ago, as I've had some head trauma from some accidents and I needed to train my brain, I had some brain games so that I could retrain my brain and have a better memory and be able to do my calculus better again and so on and remember numbers and names. But other than that, you know, those silly games, you start with one and then you want to do it again and again and again. And in the end, you spend 1 hour, 2 hours. That's time wasted. That's time you could have done something more valuable for you. And the same goes for those social media apps, be it on Facebook and Instagram and what you have. TikTok, and you see, I don't know them all because I am no longer on any of them, except for what I have to do for my business. I help pet owners to relieve the pain of their pets at home themselves, and also the pain on themselves. So, and my public, my clients, they are mainly on Facebook. Also, again, mostly women between the age of 40 to 65, 68 years old. So yes, I need to go on Facebook every day, see that the posts are there, see to answer any posts, any questions they have asked me. But other than that, I stopped all notifications on those apps so that they are not waking me up or bothering me or taking my concentration away from, for example, making videos here. But other than that, no, please. No more social media apps, no more games. I don't have the time to lose because I want to live my life. I want to enjoy it, and I want to be more productive. Selective volunteering. Now, I am somebody who has been volunteering her whole life. I love to help. I love to serve. It's who I am. Right now, like, for example, this month, oh my God, I don't know how many hours it's been, but I've been volunteering 16 days. Most of these days were at least 12 hours a day, up to 14, 15 hours a day. So this was now some volunteering that I love to do, also serving people and helping. But I can't just do everything anymore. So I had to become selective on where I am volunteering. And being at my home, again, it's something as a consequence of what, being locked in our homes for the last few years, we're using Zoom more. It saves me time to do volunteering through Zoom too. I don't have to drive an hour or 2 hours every time I go volunteering somewhere. Well, first of all, I am volunteering here at home with the rescue animal that I have. I'm not getting paid for that. It's the opposite. I'm putting my money in the nonprofit because I've never been able to ask for help for the nonprofit. So it has been coming out of my pocket. And apart from that, I try to help as many as I can. So, for example, for many years, I went live every day on Facebook to answer questions for free. Right now, I am doing a workshop, a free workshop on Facebook to help people learn some acupuncture points in case of emergencies with their dog. If they have heat exhaustion, what can I do to save my dog's life? If my dog is in shock, if my dog has been in an accident and is bleeding, what can I do to stop the bleeding? All of these workshops I'm doing for free. I'm volunteering that so that people learn it, so they can do something for their animals and for themselves. Because if your animal is suffering, you're suffering. At least that's how it is for me. I love my animals. So I had to become selective in the volunteering that I'm doing so that I can give the best of myself and I can manage the contributions that I'm doing and that I'm not burning out. So that's the reason why. Living debt-free. Living debt-free has always been very important for me. I do have a credit card, but that credit card is paid off automatically every month. It just goes from my account. It's just a tool that I use to go shopping, to not have cash with me all the time. It's easy to just use my card. And at the end of the month, I also see where I spend my money. But I don't have the debt. It's not something I have to pay off. The only debt I've had was when I bought my property. So I had a debt with the bank, and every month I would be paying that off. But other than that, no. I do not buy anything I cannot pay for. I don't want to have the extra stress, the extra pressure on me of, oh my God, end of the month, I need to have so much because I have to pay off the car, I have to pay off a television, which I don't have, but I know many people do that. And certainly here in Spain, I mean, Spain has had a dictatorship for many years until the 1970s. And so when the dictatorship was over, suddenly people got so much freedom and they got offered credit cards from everywhere. So people of my generation and their kids, they are really in Spain buying so much on credit. And it's also the reason why they are losing their house, because many of those propositions are like, oh, get your television or your sofa now and start paying off as of January next year. It gives them a feeling that they can buy whatever they want to because they don't have to pay for it right now. And then next year comes, January comes, and suddenly they have to pay so much for the different things they bought this year that suddenly it becomes too much. Now, I could go on, but I don't want to make this video too long. If you want to know more, just let me know in the comments and I will make another video soon. Other than that, I want to hear from you now. What have you stopped doing? What have you changed? What have you quit to have a more meaningful life, to have a better mental health, more relaxation in your life, and more productive life? Let me know in the chat, in the comments. I would really like to read your comments. Until then, I will see you again soon with another video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. You can also like this video, you can share it with your friends, and you can ring the bell so that you are informed when my next video comes out. I'll see you soon. Take care of yourself. Bye.